back in the garage yet again. Snowed about a foot out there. Nothing you could do about it. Got about 3 months more of this bullshit. So anyway, right into this. Today I'm going to be replacing my throttle tube that I cracked. I did pick up this cable luber from Rocky Mountain ATV. It was like $9. It was $9 for the lube and the tool. But you'll see in this video I couldn't use it because of the way the WR throttle cables are set up. Just didn't work out. Alright, getting started, I removed the rubber covering on the throttle cable housing. Now I'm loosening the throttle cable housing just with a Phillips head screwdriver. Once that's loose, you could remove the housing, expose the throttle cables. And then just pop the cables. You turn the throttle one way and then pop out the decelerator cable, which I'm doing now. I'm sorry I blocked it with my hand. I gotta get better at not blocking the camera. Now I'm undoing the accelerator cable. And you can see the cables are fine on this end. You also want to check on the throttle body end, see if the cables are fine. It's kind of hard to see it. Got to take off all the plastics. Alright, now I'm just showing you my cracked throttle tube. It's pretty beat up, so hey, why not replace it? I'm going to be replacing it with this Zeta throttle tube, which I got from Solo Racer, I believe. I've had it for a while, so kind of forgot. You could run it with a cap on the end of it, or without the cap if you have the hand guards, like I do. Alright, so I got the grip off of the old throttle tube using compressed air. I didn't show you because this is the first time I actually ever did this with air. And it was a little bit of a struggle, but once you get the hang of it, it's easy. So I'm putting the grip on the new throttle tube. Should be using grip adhesive, but I don't have any. So what I did was I got about an inch of the grip onto the throttle tube as much as I could. Then I got my compressed air, and what I did, you just blow it into the grip, and as you're blowing it in, you push it down onto the throttle tube. So little by little, I got the grip onto the throttle tube. You can see in one of these shots, it goes right on, right here. Started moving real good. I sped this video up, but in actual time, it took 2 minutes to get this grip onto the throttle tube, so it's not bad. So here I'm going to show you why that throttle cable lubrication tool didn't work. So right there on the housing, there's a slot. So basically, when this tool is useless, because once it's clamped, you try to inject the lubrication, it's just going to come right out of that slot. I did try covering the slot with like tape. Didn't work. It's shot all over the place. A little frustrating. So anyway, I did my best trying to lubricate the cables. So here I'm putting a little bit of grease on the ball ends of the cables before I put them in the throttle tube. You also want to make sure that you lubricate the handlebar with lithium soap-based grease. Not too much, just a little bit. And here I'm starting with the decelerator cable. You put that one in first, then you twist the throttle. You take the accelerator cable and pop that in the other slot. And then once those are in, you get the cable housing. You put that back on. You'll make sure that you lubricate the cable housing as well with lithium soap grease. Alright, we're at the final stretch here. Just going to pop the screws back into the housing, tighten them up, and we'll adjust the throttle free play. Really not sure what the torque is on these bolts, but I think they're around 5 foot-pounds. So you don't want to crank them down too much. So the free play should be adjusted to 3 millimeters to 5 millimeters. I did not measure it, I just eyeballed it. So this adjusting screw is the same as the clutch cable one. It's just a lengthening or shortening of the sheath. So you adjust that screw till it feels good, or you measure it like you're supposed to. So it feels good. I'm going to tighten that lock nut back up. The rubber coverings back on. And you want to check the operation of the throttle tube again. Make sure it's smooth. Move the handlebars back and forth. Make sure you maintain that free play. And that's it. I'm going to go back into my house and cry until the snow melts. Until next time, guys. See you later.